Sorry. All right, everyone. Welcome, welcome. Today is 11/11/2025. What a, can you believe the year is over? Oh my goodness. The year is almost, we're in 2026 coming up. And that's an amazing thing. Life will pass you by if you just sit there, right? And so what I wanted to do today, I've been talking to you guys a lot about my once we bring someone on, we activate them. We're going to point them to a top 25 so they can fund their business, right? And I think I've been doing that very effectively because people are starting to really, really do that now, where we're not looking at every individual for what the standard is of symmetry, where we're like, look, you got to buy leads. And I'm like, okay, no problem, we buy leads, but why don't we use some of that, their influence, some of their circle of influence to fund their business? And we do that with a top 25. And that top 25 is always evolving. As we know, your phone, it has a world of contacts in there that you could reach out to. But then, I have others that I've talked to, like I will not reach out to my warm market. No problem. Show me how to do what you do. Said no problem. I could start with the most cost-effective way of doing it and provide you the tools necessary to do that. You don't need an elaborate funnel. Okay. And so that's what we're going to go over today. And so show of hands, or actually not show of hands, comment on who has started their top 25 list. Okay, go ahead and put a 1 if you started your top 25 based on those parameters that we always talk about, which are the 8 points. All right, I know Rosario, you have yours. How's it going? Alima? Hmm.
Build it up.
Kanyan joined. All right. And there's a reason why we do our top Kanyan, welcome. There's a reason why we do our top 25 because those are people that we want to work with. Traditionally in the old company that I came from is that's the market you sacrifice to your upline. It's pretty crazy. That's the like we sacrifice the. It's like here you go, upline, take them, and then that's called what is that called, Stefan? I think it's called the exchange principle. They call it. I'm like, why do I have to do that? Those are my people, my contacts. The lovely part about what we do is that's just for you. And it's just coaching and training you to do some apps and then also to see who wants to run the business with you. So, but because of that, what I want to do today is I've had people say, Frank, okay, I've gone through my warm market. There's no way, in terms of building the business. So I said, okay, well, let's start with something that everybody knows and it's always there and it has not changed in a while. And we're going to talk about Craigslist today. Who's excited about Craigslist? All right. And who wants to know how to attract people through Craigslist? Remember, Craigslist is the local bulletin board. And so it's going to depend on how you write what you want in order to attract what you want. So a lot of today's call is going to be on you. Like who are you? Getting to know who you want to surround yourself with. Remember, this isn't about your weakness on what you need to work on. This is actually your strength. And that's your superpower on who you want to attract. Who do they look like? What faith are they? What do they look like? Do you want to hang out with them? What political affiliation? Everything that you want, I want you to build an avatar on who you are. Like, talk to yourself. Who are you? Who you want to attract? And that's where it starts. So let's get started. And we're going to go into to that here. I did a small little presentation for you guys. Hopefully you enjoy it. How do I go big on this? All right, so Craigslist recruiting made simple. You're gonna build a business on a legacy of $100 a month. And this is just, I just put $100 a month because I thought, man, 2 meals with your wife and not even like one meal with a wife and kids, and it's $100 here in Los Angeles. It's ridiculous. So I was thinking how, like, if I was to get a Starbucks a day, which I don't do Starbucks now, I do Reborn coffee. It's better quality. It's not as acidy. I'm like a coffee snob. After I went to Nicaragua, I'm like, ooh, coffee sucks here. I gotta get something close to it. So I'm a kind of a coffee snob. So for what, like $6 for a latte? I like latte. I'm not doing the milk anymore. I get rashes when I do milk. It's weird. But in Nicaragua, like interesting enough, I can drink milk there. Weird, right? We were talking about food. So about $100 a month. Like who can do it? Maybe 50, right? Let's say you guys are like 50. Most of that money's gonna go to actually, put your ad out there, okay? And then I'm gonna go through some other things here. And then, we want to discover like-minded people using the internet without the noise of TikTok or Facebook or Instagram. It's a lot of noise, right? A lot of ads. Hey, here, AI can cook for you. AI can dial for you, right? Yeah, you don't enough with these ads, right? What we want to do is we want to go to the crux of the matter. We want to find people that are actively looking for something and that you need to speak to them through who you are. Okay, that is what communication is. I have a lot of people that do group interviews. I like them, they're efficient, but I like talking to people. I want to know what's in their heart. I want to know what commonalities we have. I want to know those things before I want to choose to partner with them. Okay. That's the beauty of the business. Who's there with me? Put a one if you're there with me, right? How cool would it be if you had a life full of people that were like you? That's cool, right? Why fight against the grain? And for the most part, when you become a leader, you're going to, as you level up in your leadership and as you personally develop, yes, you're gonna always have people that are different than you. And I don't mean just different looking, I mean just different, right? Different backgrounds, different life experiences. And because you've self-developed, you're able to communicate with them and able to see things their way. I'm not speaking about that. I'm talking about you right now, the agent, who you want to surround yourself with. Okay. Everybody wants to surround yourself with an elite producer. I get it. But how? How do we start that process? So, okay. So here's how it goes. The purpose of this training is basically to attract business-minded people, people that are like you. And we're going to learn, some strategies to use Craigslist as a powerful recruiting tool that's going to connect you with individuals actively looking for the opportunity. How do I go big on this? Okay, here we go. All right. Okay, and how do we, all right, so second thing is, perfect for non-recruiters. These are people that are maybe they don't have a big or they think they don't have a big circle of influence, or maybe they just like, I don't want to touch my warm market, right? And that's true too. That's okay. So I've been giving you guys about 3 months of it. Now I'm going to give you guys some stuff we can start with. And again, those are for people that are have tried that. And then it's really affordable. For less than $100, making an ability to have access to anyone that's actually seriously looking at starting a business. And then finding legacy focused people. Again, that goes back to talking to people and communicating with them with how you are. Okay, one thing Sarah Reineke says is don't give away your superpower. So you got to know what your superpower is. Maybe it's not talking to people, but if it's people talking to people and you one-on-oneing with people, that's your superpower. Don't give that away. Don't outsource that. Don't do that. That focus on that part of it, okay? And okay, did I? Okay, so here we go. All right, why Craigslist? Well, look, it's a gold mine. Like I just mentioned to you guys, while most recruiters are chasing these ads on social media and warm market, that gets expensive. And just to let you guys know, we had over 598 new contacts come in through my system. Out of those, there was 150 scheduled interviews, 153 out of those maybe half of them I interviewed because they didn't show. And all that was about $4,700. It's a lot of money. Actually, that's not bad considering the cost per lead was about $7.98 backing out, and where Chris Leaks, the way he was backing out was about $40. So yeah, I'm really efficient in what I do, and I think his cost per licensed agent was like at 350 and mine was down to like 220. So I keep these metrics and I can get really geeky with you guys, but I don't want to. I want to keep this about you and the heart, okay? So what I mean by low cost is you can actually reach a ton of people for pennies on the dollar by putting on Craigslist. And you guys have known Craigslist has not changed their format. Craigslist is actually still the fourth or fifth, or actually in the top 10 websites visited per day. So you have immediate access to that. The goal now is you're fishing in the right pond, but now you have to bait that fish, right? So Craigslist, again, it remains a hidden gem for connecting motivated prospects. The platform gives you direct access to people already searching for income opportunities without having to worry about algorithms. And, let's say you search, if you go down the rabbit hole, who's done that, right? Like I go down the rabbit hole on something, and then all of a sudden I start getting these ads that are kind of in that rabbit hole. It's like, wait a minute, I didn't need to go down that hole. And it happens. Well, imagine there's so much noise, right? Our attention spans are so small. Here, you have people specifically going in to look for an opportunity. That's why today it's still the best marketing, the best place to get people to talk to people that are interested. I mean, set aside Indeed and ZipRecruiter, it beats it hands down. Okay, it beats it. And the beauty, because it's very simple. You're not interrupting people's Facebook or X feed or their TikTok feed like you are on, those platforms. Instead, you're meeting prospects exactly what they're looking for. That's what's cool. So I've sold you on that, right? Who raise your hands if I've sold you on that? Like I don't have to really sell you on that. And then it's low cost. You reach thousands of people. You could pre-qualify that audience. You can make it simple and it's duplicable. Do you say duplicable or duplicatable? Who's good at English? I don't know. Okay. We'll just say duplicatable. And so no complex funnels or technical skills, if just copy and paste and then full message control, you can do that. That's what I like about it. If I want to so we go from simple to simple, right? Simple to simpler, right? And that's what we want to do. Since the top 25 is very simple, you could duplicate it, right? Here, we could do the same thing with Craigslist. So who are we talking to? This is so cool, right? Well, we do our top 25 lists, right? And then we have these characteristics that we're looking for, okay? And so that's what I like about here. We're not looking for everybody. We're looking for the right people. And these are individuals who share specific values and are at the crossroads in their lives, seeking for more than just a paycheck, right? Some people make really good money, but they're basically indentured servants to their freaking job, right? Like, I can't go anywhere, right? Who feels that way sometimes? So what we want to do is we want to look for married or partnered people. Typically, in a married living with a spouse, a working spouse, one of them goes out to work and they dread it, or they might not dread it, and then the other one stays home and tries to find something to do. Like maybe that's maybe not as common, but that is out there, right? How perfect is an opportunity that's virtual for what we do? Family-oriented people that look, some people just want to make enough money to take Billy to soccer or to take, Francesca to ballet. I don't know, but the point is they're motivated in creating that legacy. They want stability, right? And then some are freedom seekers. They're craving just like, hey, I want to travel. I want to travel. I want to work from wherever I want to work, and I want that flexibility that having a traditional employment doesn't offer, right? And business-minded people like entrepreneurs, they're not employee mindset. They're coachable and they want to invest in something that is a blueprint, right? So that's top of mind what I want you guys to think of when you're starting your ads, right? And then there's three elements to a winning ad. When I say ad, I refer to placing a job ad on Craigslist. I want you guys to Screenshot this. Every highly converting Craigslist ad follows a proven model. And there's three components that work together to capture the attention, they build the trust, and they inspire action. So master this structure and you'll consistently attract quality prospects. Number one, story. You're going to share something relatable, something real from your own experience. It's very important. That's why I say you got to know who you are, you know? And now this isn't an exercise on beating you up. Just know who you are. People you connect with authenticity, not a corporate speak. You like if you guys have ever, let me see if I can find Cat has a really good Craigslist ad that I'd like to, let me see if I can find it. I had it and then it just kind of disappeared. So let me see if I can find it here. While I'm looking, any questions? Any questions? You guys could speak up. I'm good to go. Craigslist. Uh, oh dear, I don't have it. Yeah, we'll go into that here in a minute. So share something relatable, real from your own experience. People connect with
It's in
authenticity.
that chat, right? It's in that it's in your chat. WhatsApp chat.
Okay, let me get it.
It's a version of yeah.
Yeah, yeah. So the reason why I want to show it, guys, is because it does a couple things. It's not corporate. It really shows. So let's go into it. We could work on the title, work from home, like that's fine. I'll show you guys some techniques here, but look how authentic this looks. Look like well, it's kind of fun. This is like real people. Yeah, just real people showing they're winning. At the beach. By the way, that beach right there. That's part of Pensacola. Look how gorgeous that beach is. Oh God, I want to go live there. All right. Okay, so if you look at this part right here, this story right here. I would put this way up front before everything, but it's so compelling. Hey, it paints a picture. I was at a place for 20 years. I worked long hours. I was making a lot of money. Then in 2022, I lost 65% of my income. All my overtime went away. So there's a dilemma. What did she do? So when people read this, I guarantee you that they can relate and they're going to click on a small calendar link here. That's it. Just a small, quick calendar link that's going to link them together with them. Okay. Simple, simple. This story right here is gold. I would focus all of this up here, just right up here. Okay, and we're gonna work on that. But I wanted to point out the story, okay? The opportunity. You see, it's the story first, the opportunity, then the call to action. So here's where you paint a clear picture of what's possible. You're gonna describe the income potential, the mentorship support, the lifestyle flexibility. Be very specific what they receive and how the system works without over promising or creating unrealistic expectations. Okay, so boom, your picture, you're introducing you, boom, the opportunity, what Symmetry has, and then the call to action. Hey, watch this video, or hey, schedule an appointment with me. Okay, so let's go in that right now and go through that. For example, here's some crazy awesome headlines. Why? Let me ask you something, guys. Instead of making a statement, always make a question. Questions plant a seed in people because they want to answer them. If you give them the answer or the statement, you're just branding. You want to always ask a question. Hey, tired of watching your spouse carry all the weight? Oof. Like, wow, that speaks to me. Do you know how many people that I've that I've interviewed that said, "Wow, your ad spoke to me." Because it was genuine, it was real. Hey, tired watching your spouse carry the weight? Or hey, if you're like me, I got really tired of watching my spouse carry all the weight, and I needed to go find something. That's more of a statement. But how do you turn that into a question? Hey, tired of watching your spouse carry all the weight? It's meant to go boom, quick, easy messaging, faith driven, family focused, work from home. What am I doing? Who am I attracting? Ever thought about starting your own business? Right? So let's dive into those, okay? Hey, tired of watching your spouse carry all the weight? Speaks to the financial contributions and partnership dynamics. What about, hey, faith-driven, family focused, work from home, attract value aligned with prospects seeking that flexibility. And then the last one's obvious, right? Ever thought about starting your own business? You guys play with these headlines. Use ChatGPT to play with headlines. Say, hey, this is who I am, Frank. Now, develop some headlines that attract who I am. Like try it. And then, the best headlines always ask questions. So you make bold statements that create an immediate emotional response, right? Does that create an emotional response? Right? Do these create an emotional response? I don't know about the third one, but right? So avoid generic like great opportunity, make money now, $5,000. Who gives a darn? Nobody cares. Man, at the end of the day, I'd like to be retired on the beach. I don't know if I'll have my dog there. He's too big. Maybe my little dog. I'll have her. They're just running around with grandkids. I want to paint a picture of that. How cool is that? Avoid the hustle and bustle of LA. I love LA, but imagine that. You're painting a picture. You're speaking not only to their mind and their brain, you're speaking to their heart. Man, what would it look like having a business that's aligned with my faith, giving back more to my church, making real impact, right? See what that does? It aligns with who you want to reach out to, who you want to attract to. And then the body's very simple. Like, I remember what I felt like watching my spouse carry all the financial load when I wanted to contribute more, not just financially, but to build something meaningful for our family. Here's what we offer 100% remote. By the way, is there any money there? Is there any, hey, I make 5, 10,000. I'm a killer. I crush this business. Let's go toe to toe. Nothing about that. It's just leaving it room for the story of the mind to take place inside of them. Hey, 100% remote, no cold calling, step-by-step mentoring system I put in there, not just included. And then licensing discount code provided. Ready to learn more? Watch our 3-minute video and book your appointment. So in this case, I would do like a symmetry video if you want. If you don't want to overcomplicate it, you get the appointment first, then you send that link. That link is this video right here. So a couple things you can do, right? Remember, everything in life is a funnel, right? You want to funnel them to the call to action, which is the objective of the ad, right? So if the objective is to get them if the objective is to get them to book a call, leave it at that. You have the call booked, it comes in. If you have Calendly, it comes in. And then at that point, you manually send them, hey, a quick text message that Stefan has, like, hey, got your appointment request for 8 a.m. tomorrow morning. Hey, before we meet, here's a quick video I want you to check out. So we're in alignment. Cool? Question mark. Cool? Send it. I'm going to say it again. Funnel, right? So again, ready to learn more? Here's a quick video. Or at that point, I haven't done enough sizzle, I haven't enough selling yet or enough convincing. But if I feel like there's enough, I would put my calendar link here and then I'd put my calendar link again, and then I would send that video link. Okay. And that's that video link. Get to know symmetry more. Or maybe you don't want, maybe you have your own video. Okay. So this example demonstrates vulnerability, uh, specificity and clarity. And notice how it leads with emotion and it transitions into benefits and then it ends with a simple action step. See, the format makes it scannable and easy to digest quickly. Okay, again, I'm going to say that again, guys. Notice how it leads with emotion, transitions into benefits, and then ends with a simple call to action. Okay, so let's go into, you guys got that? Going again. Next. Okay, so the simple posting process. You're going to navigate to Craigslist, select your city, click on Post to Classifieds in the upper left corner. You're going to choose your category, select either job offered or sales business development, depending on your market and messaging angle. I like to mix these up. I'll even do gig, like gig offer. But again, just choose one or two of these. At each category, they're going to charge you. So you're going to post your ad. You're going to copy your prepared copy and paste it directly into the posting form, including your call to action link. Okay. You're going to pay the fee. The fee's about $5 to $15. Depends, right, on the city, on how big the city is. I think for California, it's 45 for Los Angeles. And then you're going to repost this regularly. Here's the goal. You're going to repost this every 2 to 3 days, changing some words, changing 2 to 3 words each time to keep your ads fresh and compliant. Okay. That's the strategy. So go ahead and select this. I mean, go ahead and screenshot that. Who needs a little more time on that? Nobody? Do I have you guys
This
still?
is awesome, Frank. This is awesome, man.
All right. So do I have you guys? Okay, so we're gonna go next. Okay, so here's what's cool, guys. Listen, we're a virtual company. I have Gali working in not in Mexico. He was in Puerto Rico for a little bit in Hawaii. Think about that. So don't limit yourself just to your immediate city, although that's good to have immediate city. You could post in major cities nearby, 50 to 100 miles away. And since you work remotely, geographic boundaries shouldn't restrict you at all. I mean, the more market you cover, the more eyes see your message. So, avoid ad fatigue by rotating different categories. This is what's helped me out, guys. Like, I'll do sales and business development, general labor, part-time opportunities, uh, gigs. I'll post all over there. Okay. And then you want to make sure you track everything. You don't want to get like too crazy where it blows your head, like, but just track it. Like, what worked? Where did that come from? And you can even track it by putting different variations of the headline. So if you did that was in San Francisco. If you did it this other way, it was in Dallas. So just to track those things, and you can also look at the emails and the phone numbers they give. You can see where they're coming from. So you can relay that ad to it.
I
And
have like
then,
a question about this. Sorry, can I ask a quick question?
yeah, go ahead.
So, it's not clear in my mind. So like let's say I post an ad in like Maryland or something, but I don't have a Maryland license. Would I have to get a license eventually in that state to be their upline? Like what is
Some carriers require it to override, others don't. But a good rule of thumb is if you're going to be posting places like that, just make sure you get your license. I mean, eventually, right? When you get them, because there's a process. Right now I think I have 38 non-licensed states. That's how the team is, about 38.
so you
Matter
just
of fact,
recommend posting in states you're licensed in just to keep it simple.
yeah. I mean, you want to get paid, right?
Yeah.
People are like, why you? You're like, why are you doing this? Like, well, interesting you asked. There's one business model, five streams of income. The last is agency and override income, and that's how we make money. I make money when you perform and I help you. And the good news is like carriers don't take it from you. It's just where I'm at. Oh, really? Yeah. And just be honest with people. That's what I do. That's honesty is always the cool, and it depends on how you say it. You can't, I make money on you. Don't obviously don't say that, but so does that answer your question?
Yeah,
Um,
yeah, that
yeah, I
does.
had to actually let Sean know because he didn't have, I think it was South Dakota. I go, hey, bro, we're getting a commission from South Dakota, dude. Get your license. It's like, all right. So he went and got it. So that's what with this business, you got to keep always like renewing my licenses. It's getting to be pretty expensive now. But that's all right. That's cost of doing business. So I always want you guys to remember quality over quantity. Your goal isn't to hit, 100 replies if it's just three or five quality responses per ad. So generally interested prospects will do that. You'll want to just again, we don't want everybody. I want just more opportunities for you to talk to people to see if they're a fit with the business. And then you want to bring them into the system and let the system do the coaching. You drive them to classes like this. You drive him to Stefan's coaching. By the way, what a blessing to have Stefan on to coach you guys, Sean Kim, Engage Line. So WhatsApp will probably be going away, but I want to also keep it just for people that are here spare time and part time, not a problem. But yeah, so again, we don't want to be how long, and we'll probably have classes on how long you want to sit with people. Once you have 10 to 15 people, you could probably manage that. But once you have 100 to 200, that's when it gets kind of hard. And so I will give you guys technique and strategy on that. So here's a budget breakdown for you guys that I did. So building your business doesn't require like this massive ad budget. Here's exactly what you'll spend to implement this consistently over a full month. This is one of the most cost-effective recruiting strategies I've ever seen. Craigslist, you want to do two per week. At 4 weeks, you're spending about $40 to $60 on that. You can boost your post by posting on Facebook. Also, Facebook has a job marketplace too. You could do it for free, I believe. So you could do that, or you could post it on your feed, the Craigslist link. Hey, look, if you guys know anybody, I'm hiring, right? Just to boost it. Sometimes they'll charge you 25 bucks, I think. And then tools that you want to use, Canva, ChatGPT, also Calendly that I didn't put on here. Calendly is really important. By the way, all of you should have a Calendly account. Who does it? Okay, why? Because it just integrates with your calendar. There's Calendly. All right, so it makes scheduling really easy. You can put your time, you can customize it, one-on-one call with Kanyen, and it's free for one event type. So you can get away with this free. I have the standard one, and the standard one gives you different things. Like it gives you like it connects with Zapier. It automates meeting reminders for you. So that's cool. You don't even need a funnel. You just need that. It's going to automate meeting reminders, automate scheduling outreach, and then when you get into the teams and enterprise, like that's I'm not even there. I'm just on the standard one. So again, something to look at. Free always here. Cool. But you're going to have to not automate like some text messaging reminders out to them. That's fine. You guys aren't at that level yet, that's okay. But if you want to, I would get the standard. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this here for you guys. Oh, there we go. All right. There we go, Rosario. Palm Springs. It can be okay. All right, let's go back here, guys. All right. So again, the way I look at it is for less than the cost of dinner out in LA, right? You're investing in building a sustainable business that can, generate life-changing income. Compare this to traditional advertising costs. I gave you guys what that stuff costs. It's very expensive. Um, and what's more expensive is getting the ad right. You can't just post something. You got to get it video right. There's editing, there's all kinds of stuff. So for you, if I'm brand new to the business, if I don't want to reach out to my warm market, how do I do it in a cost-effective way? And then how is it duplicatable, duplicable, duplicatable? How is it duplicatable, right? So imagine, Kanye, you could teach your mom to do this, right? Your sister. So now you have three of you. That's $300 in budget going into this. Okay, and we're going to go into some more numbers here. So 4 to 6 ad posts consistently weekly, going to get you about 800 to 1,000 views, 15 to 20 replies on average, 5 to 10 book calls, 2 to 3 interviews, 1 activation. Look, there are the numbers, guys. Those are the numbers. They're not 100% accurate, but it's a good rule of thumb. And these numbers assume consistent effort and proper follow-up. 1 activation per month means 12 new business partners per year. So from a tiny little budget, why don't you guys Atomic Habits and what's the other book? The Compounding Effect. Compounding effect is do something small every day, it turns into something huge at the end, right? So how do you go from weighing 320 pounds to down to 225? It's consistency every day through time. How do you go from 1 to 2 agents that you have to over 1,000? Consistency over time will do that, right? So the reason why I'm saying that is not to impress you guys. I'm doing it to impress upon you guys that consistency is key over time. Okay. So again, 4 to 6 ads posted weekly, 8 to 1,000 views. Imagine you own that. You own that part. 15 to 20 replies, right? Depending also on the quality of the ad, on who you target. Maybe you just want to target Catholic nuns. I don't like I don't know. Like maybe it's less of that. But I'm just giving you guys an idea, right? 5 to 10 book calls, 2 to 3 interviews. And then we'll go over the interview process too, how I interview. I like talking to people, and then showing them the business. So this is maybe a two-part series. Oh, okay, so we did expected. Okay. And then telling your story. Remember, your story's powerful. That's the most powerful tool. It's what separates you from every other opportunity on Craigslist. People don't just join businesses. They join people they trust and relate to. So it's very important. Like what a cool story. I'm gonna brag on you, Kanye. Kanye is a professionally trained, meaning she was a professional music artist that played the violin. How cool is that story, right? Man, she share that story. Imagine that there's a lot of, hurting musicians out there and artists. You can find refuge. They're here with you. You're doing it. Think about that. I remember I said, look, I want to attract, faith-minded people. And then I was talking to Bo. He's like, yeah, well, that's not me, which is fine. He said, okay, well, what are you? He's like, well, I was a bartender. I'm like, boom, there you go, Bo. Speak to bartenders that are struggling right now. Speak to them, right? And he was a musician too, right? He's a songwriter, musician. Could they have some similarities with Bo Hirschfield and Kanye? Absolutely. Speak to them. You guys use what God gave you, that beautiful brain that you have. Use it. Ask questions. So you want to speak to pain points also. Hey, I know, Kanye, when you were in the music industry, you had some challenges with your values, right? Like, see, I'm speaking to pain points, right? And that sometimes they didn't align with who you were or who you are. Well, hey, wouldn't it be cool that you can start a business where you could just focus on that and you can help people and then you could wouldn't that be cool, right? Awesome. So offer hope and system, right? So show them there's a proven path forward with mentorship and support that they don't need to figure out alone, right? We say the same thing to different people. You always want to be authentic, short, real, and from the heart. I'll say it again, short, real, and from the heart. No hype, no exaggeration, just honest human connection. That's it you know I mean, I could get really hyped, guy. I can. But when I speak to people and I talk to them, I want to get to know them a little bit. I'm speaking from the heart. I want that to come across on my videos when they speak to me. I want them to know that I'm a pretty honest dude, that I'm a man of my words, and that I'm going to do what I say. That's what I want. And most people like that. Maybe some don't, but most people do. So your mess becomes the message. Whew. Take me to church, man. Your mess becomes your message. Take me to church. Woo! Can I get a hallelujah? Oh my gosh. Woo! The struggle you've overcome are exactly what your ideal prospect needs to hear. Vulnerability builds trust faster than any polished pitch ever. Wow. Thank you for my mess, Lord. Thank you. Okay. So, common questions. Is this a job? No, this is not a traditional job that you work hourly. This is a mentorship-based business model where you build your own independent business with our training, support, and proven system. You go into life insurance. I'm just giving you guys generalities. Do I need experience? Absolutely not. We specifically look for coachable people who are willing to learn, not industry veterans. By the way, you know how many industry veterans I've hired and they just do their own thing? It's like, and they're like, I'm not making money. I'm like, well, you have the freedom here to do your own thing because you are your own boss. However, I've noticed since you've been here, there has been not one piece of business turned in. Now, when you're ready, when you're ready to just get some coaching and some direction, I'll be here. How does it? I'm not going to embarrass this person, but she's been here on and off with me for about 2 years, and we're still in the same place. And I literally told her, "Hey, when you're ready, I'll be here to show you the way the system does it." Well, I want to start at 100% comp. No problem. We don't do that here. Everybody want to work with you. No problem. We start at 80. Okay. And Frank, I really want to do this, but I'm doing Medicare. Oh, no problem. Do Medicare. Frank, I'm broke. Well, when you're ready, when you're ready, we will talk. And I don't mean to be condescending. I genuinely care for her. But when you're ready, we'll do this. Okay. When you're ready, when you're coachable. There's some people that say, put your genius aside for 6 months and I'll show you how to make six figures. Like, that's a true statement. Like, put it aside for a little. So, what does it cost to start? Like, when people ask that, I tell them, hey, listen, when you get your license, all this stuff, it's probably going to cost you between $200 and $300 that you don't have to pay right now. And it doesn't go to Frank. It does not go to me. It goes to the state, goes to your state licensing, your course, goes to all those things. It does not go to me. Okay. And that's the basic setup. And we provide, I don't use discount code. I say sponsorship code to help you reduce the cost. Okay. I want to sponsor you. How cool is that? Instead of me saying, hey, I'm going to give you a discount, oof, or say, hey, look, I want to sponsor you. Who wants to be discount or sponsored? Right? Guys, think about what we just said, what I just said. Who wants to be a discount or who wants to be sponsored? Sponsored is I love you, I care for you, and I want you to win. Discount means I'm discounting your worth. Whew. Guys, don't say discount. I'm going to take that off right now. That's ugly. I want to sponsor you. I believe in you. All right, keep the mindset. Offer opportunity, not a job. You're not hiring employees, you're offering a business opportunity with unlimited income potential. Frame every conversation around entrepreneurship, legacy, not employment. Consistency, what did I say earlier, guys? Equals compounding. Small actions repeated consistently create massive results over time. 2 posts per week might seem insignificant, but over a year, that's hundreds. That's hundreds. And ads reaching thousands of prospects. Okay. Lead with your story, not with your pressure. The best recruiter never sells anyone. They simply share their authentic journey and let prospects self-select. Your story does have to just do the heavy lifting, not your aggressive tactics. Okay. And then connect. Don't convince. Man, that was Kyle Brown said this. He said, pros sort, amateurs try to convince. And it's honestly 100% true. Your job is to connect with people that you already want, that already want what you're offering. So stop trying to convince people that are skeptical. You might have some skepticism. I get that, but when the spirit speaks to you, like that they're just body language and everything just is off, and say, hey, you know what? God bless you. I wish you well. This opportunity just doesn't seem right. It's not a right fit. And then turn it away. Be okay by doing that. Focus your energy on the right people who you're ready for. Okay, the right people. You don't have to convince people. Okay. And again, that mindset protects you from burnout. Like it really does. I get people, yeah, well, tell me, we might have to put money into this. And I rephrase it. I said, well, are you looking for a job or what are you looking for? Like, all right, what attracted you to my ad? Okay, so we can start there, like what attracted you to the ad? When approaching the recruit with abundance and authenticity, it becomes energizing rather than draining. Okay. All right, your weekly system. Here's what it looks. 2 new Craigslist ads, Monday, Thursday work well for some reason. People come in on Monday, they're busy and they're mad at their job. Thursdays, they're like, ah, man, I really need to get out of here. But Friday, don't even talk to anybody. Nobody does anything on Friday. I do interviews on Friday. I have them stacked 10 and like none show up. And I'm mad. I'm like, wait a minute, there's a pattern here, Frank. Fridays, people are out, people are gone. They're thinking of the weekend. They're thinking of the next quinceañera to go to, or it's like they're gone, right? Same here. College football, pro football, basketball. They're not thinking of work, okay? So stop. All right, so follow up daily, check responses every morning. Speed matters. You want to get there within 24 hours. You want to book those interviews. That's why we use Calendly. And you use again, a Calendly's frictionless. I love it. Track your results. Just get a spreadsheet. Track your results. I might create one for you guys. I think Stefan does have one, so I'll reach out to him and then review what's worked and adjust what hasn't, and then repeat weekly. It's not magic, it's repetition. It's repetition. The system works when you work at it. And, you're going to invest maybe 2 to 3 hours a week. So during your downtimes, focus on it. Like earnestly focus on it. Again, you don't need a massive budget. Your next agent's going to be waiting. So the next step is someone on Craigslist right now is searching for exactly what you're offering. They're tired of the corporate America grind. They're yearning for flexibility and dreaming of building something super meaningful. And you're the next business partner that they're ready to meet. Kanyan, Sherry, Kathy, Victoria, Rosario, Alima, Gale. They're waiting for you. They're waiting for you. So you're going to spend less than $100. You need to spend 2 to 3 hours. Annually, you're going to have 12 agents. Okay? Believe that. Press into that. And that's pretty much it. So no fancy funnels, no complicated tech, no six-figure ad spend. What you already have inside of you. Your authenticity, your willingness to show up consistently, and your belief that the opportunity can and will change lives. All right, guys, I'm Frank Brenes. I endorse this message. All right, God bless you guys. Hopefully that helped you, that blessed you a little. And oh, thank you, Kanye. Thank
That was
you.
great. Thank you, Frank.
Thank you. Yes. Those books, Atomic Habit, Compounding Effect, all same stuff. Um, I'm on day 313 of the Bible that I've read straight. And you know what's crazy? Like people want to quote you the Bible and yet they've never read it. It's crazy. Like I've read it now. I'm like, yeah, that's not what he said. Like, wait a minute, that's not what I remember. It's like, well, he said that. I'm like, well, if you read the context, and they're like, oh, you're a smart aleck. But anyway, so I would challenge each and every one of you to read the good book and also read something. Uh, Very successful people. It's just, I don't know if it's because they're successful or because they read. So it could be that, they're reading every day. They're reading something. So I encourage you guys to read something. I want to start a book of the month club. That got shut down, but we can probably start thinking of what you guys want and we can do something here collectively. All right, guys. Thank you. Thank you for your time. I will have any questions, just feel free to reach out to me. All right. We'll see you.